Hello, everyone. It's been a while, a little bit too long, in fact, since we uploaded the last update on this project, and I'd like to apologize. My bad. But a lot has happened, a lot is still happening, and I would like all of you to just know what's actually been happening behind closed doors, because a lot has happened, and man, it's been giving us a lot of headaches. Yeah. Game development is hard. All right, that's all I gotta say. Let me just go into a little bit of the backstory of how this project began. So it was an idea between me and some friends. We were like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it. The game that we want to play doesn't exist, so why not try to make it? So we got a few people around. We upload the video, open up applications, and yeah, a lot of people sent their applications in. They were willing to help out, wanted to join the project, very enthusiastic. And we ended up picking the most capable and able people that we thought that would be able to see the project through. That became the core group. So at the beginning, at the initial setup, we didn't have a company set up. We didn't have any contracts, written out. We didn't have assignment inventions for people to sign. Assignment of inventions basically says whatever you work on belongs to the company, essentially. We didn't have any of that set up. There was not a lot of foresight, a lot of planning. We kind of just hopped into it and hoped for the best. So everyone that we picked up, we started immediately working on the game, working on all the aspects of the project that was needed, bit by bit, brick by brick. And then we were hoping that on good fate, that by the time that we do have all of this set up, that people would sign it, So we're just like, nothing to worry about. Let's just figure it out later. Well, that had some unintended side effects. Things that were very foreseeable, things that were very predictable that would have happened. Any smart person would tell you that it would happen, and people did tell us that it would happen. But we were operating on good faith, all right? And was just hoping that that wouldn't be us. That wouldn't happen to us. Well, unfortunately, it did. So here is the bad news. So by the time the topic of signing the contracts and the assignment of inventions came up, and things were negotiated, changed, and tweaked, pretty standard when you're forming a company. So, what's the problem? You may be asking. Our lead programmer, he had some disagreements with the contracts and signing things away and how the company was going to be structured and all of that. So that's where our disagreement lies. And we couldn't quite resolve it in a fashion that he would have liked. So he decided to leave. And he's taking everything he's worked on with him. So he's piecing the fuck out. He's gone. He's leaving. He's taking his work with him. So what are we left with? Well, our map is very, very well built out. It's nice. It's clean. I'll be showing you guys off, a little bit how it looks like right now. But essentially, the gameplay part of the game itself is gone. He's taking it with him. Bye-bye. Goodbye. And we thought about, hey, are you willing to, let us use it at least, even if you decide to leave the project? No. He's taking it with him. So we're like, okay, well, I have to rebuild it from scratch. So that's the bad news. The good news is we have a really nice map. It's coming along really nice. And the other second news is that we do have another programmer in the team that is willing to step up and rebuild everything that was lost. And he is speed running it right now. So God bless him. Steel, my man. So that is the good news. And so how we plan to salvage this is simply just rebuild everything. I didn't know how else to really deliver this news. This is as transparent as I can be. This is what's happened, guys. We're inexperienced, we're working on it, and we're just still trying to figure shit out. And yeah, I didn't know that the hardest part of working on a video game was gonna be people, and actually not code and assets. It was actually people. But hey, we're learning. It is what it is. And everything, like all the contract stuff we should have set up at the beginning, yeah, probably should have set up right from the get-go before anyone started working on it. But yeah, as you can see, a mistake was made and a mistake was learned from. So we're gonna move on with a slightly smaller team and a smaller core moving forward. But also in the crossfire, our lead animator also decided to dip. So we are looking for a new animator, and we are also looking for another programmer to help our current programmer rebuild the project, essentially. So Steel, he's been at it now for 4 days in a row, 10 to 12 hours nonstop, just coding and rebuilding what our last lead programmer was built, essentially, all by himself. So I don't expect him to build this entire game by himself. So if you know anyone, or if you are someone that might be interested in helping us out, you're more than welcome to send me a DM. Because yeah, we need the help, and I'm not above asking for it. We are also looking for someone to help with the back end and the multiplayer side of things. It's a part that we seem to be struggling with right now. And since we want to be a multiplayer game, we need a very well-functioning multiplayer. So if you know anyone with that experience, please feel free to reach out. And if you are someone with that experience, please do feel free to reach out, because we need the help. But that covers all of the drama, basically. All that's happened behind the scenes here. It's been interesting, but yeah, we've learned a lot in these past few months. Like it's been it's been a trip for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna be going over a bit about the map stuff and the things that's actually been made so far, and just show you guys a little bit what there is to look at. So we plan on having a limb-based health system. So you'll be able to attack any part of your opponent's body and inflict all sorts of ailments and debuffs on them. And right now it's working. How the math is going to be done, specifically like what the conditions are for, to inflict lethal damage and to, take somebody down, we have yet to decide that, but we're going to be testing it out and see what works best.
Yeah, so I mean, starting out for this particular area, the cemetery, we had like an initial draft of vision. We did a little bit of artboarding to figure out like a style we wanted. There was, some things that we got that we wanted, some things that we couldn't get, but we kind of made do with what we had, and then slowly over time got more pieces together that kind of fit the theme. But as someone mentioned actually in the Discord, that there's like kind of a mishmash of like the time period that's going on here. I think that's like unique for our setting and our world. It's like it's not the real world. So like the time that they have these kinds of like street post lamps doesn't necessarily have to match the same time that they have like the above ground mausoleums and stuff like that. And so for this area specifically, we wanted to have, a nice contrast between really light and really dark areas, to where there's places where you could hide, but it doesn't feel like you can't find your way around the map. There's a couple of different areas where there's like some pretty dense fog, where other areas where there's not all that much fog, if any at all. We're just trying to get like a very spooky, cemetery vibe, where you gotta kind of have your head on a swivel and you never know where something might sneak up behind you or something, but still have a cool, interesting atmosphere to walk around in, to loot around and fight monsters in. And there's still plenty of gray box and stuff untouched the further we get to the edges of the graveyard, but the center more or less is kind of fleshed out. We've got nice little caverns where we'll have to figure out what's down there another day. Lots of different paths. There's gates that are going to require some keys to get through. Nice dark places where, you might want to figure out what's down there, but maybe you bring a torch. You're not going to go exploring without potentially having a light source. We don't know what's down there. Beyond this area, as the world vision, if a society lasts long enough and you run out of space, eventually when you have nowhere to put the bodies any longer, eventually they've got to start going below the surface. catacombs still very much so work in progress. You can see there's floating text and some notes taken in places. Some spots don't have ceilings. Still very much so being constructed, but this is kind of the process after we get past like the gray boxing phase. You know, we have different iterations of assets we run through and test and see how it looks in different designs. We know that this isn't even the first draft of the catacombs. We didn't like the way it looked the first time, so we trashed it, and we got a whole new catacombs by the end of it.
Let's no clip through the walls just to show like, you know, people like, you know, just like what we're trying to do with the map overall. Since we have one big map, right? We also want to have like one big underground for people to explore. You know, let's just give them like a quick, you know. Yeah. So you guys will see that there's a lot of things that's being built underground. Like we want the underground to be as, you know, fun to explore as the surface. You know, and we want you guys to like get lost down in here.
For sure. We want it to be a way where, like, if you know the underground really well and you prefer playing in the underground setting where it's a little harder, a little more risk, a little more reward, that potentially you just find the nearest entrance to the underground to you and you jump down and you don't look back. You play the whole map underground. But for the people who want a little bit more light, a little less difficulty, the above ground serves as a bit of a safer location to fight lower tier monsters and less like bosses. There'll be some bosses and mini bosses up here, but most of that stuff is going to be kind of underground.
You're taking a risk going down, essentially.
Yep. Make sure you pack a torch.
Might not come back up. Exactly.
Hello, my name is Ida, and I'm the 3D lead on this project. I'm making sure that all our 3D artists have work to do. I also help out with some feedback, so the vision is being upheld on every asset we produce. Since I have a background as a character artist, I'm making our player character, working closely with the rigging and animation team. We decided to work with Character Creator 5 for our player character, creating a quick base that I then could bring into Blender and tweak. Right now I'm currently in the texturing phase. This is a passion project, and it means that pretty much none of us is working on this project full time. To manage this, we have a workflow of buying whatever assets we can. We tweak what we need, and the assets that we can't find any good packs for, that's what the 3D team creates from scratch. This makes sure that the progress won't be too slow, but also not too demanding. So here we have the character that's straight out from Character Creator 5, the base that we used. And there is the tweaked one. So we did some adjustments to the shapes and also the size, and especially the pose to fit. This was like my reference that I got from our rigger and animator. That I should match it to. And yeah, so he's all gray and boring now, but it's because the textures aren't done yet.
No. So and what's coming up next?
Yeah, next is it's the textures, and as soon as the textures are done, then basically we can throw him into the engine and start testing out like all the animations and stuff that the team has been working on.
All right, thank you so much, Ida, for your time.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
So yeah, let's talk about the inventory.
Yeah, we had to rework it like wasn't very suitable for what we imagined first. We wanted more compact and something that can be expandable. Not expandable, but what's the word? So we can expand it later or change some things up later
Modular.
on if we want to. Modular, yeah, that's it. Basically, this is the final-ish version until we decide on if we want to keep this or change a couple of things. There ain't much to talk about it, to be honest. Like, we have satchel position.
Yep.
We have universal item inventory space where you can put like quiver or satchel. So we
Yep.
are not forcing the players to actually, like, only the second position you can put quiver inside. You can also put satchel in if you want to.
Yep.
Depending on the player's play style. We're gonna have like a safe box, or call it how you feel like.
Yep.
Basically, if you die on the run, someone kill. Basically, if you die, these items that you have here are safe, and the one not gonna lose it.
It's looking quite
we are
nice.
we are still, I think, deciding on what's the size, the comfortable size for this.
Yeah, we're thinking about having it be upgradable, or like, you know, something
Yeah.
you can upgrade over time through questing and whatnot. So the size will depend on that. You know, at biggest, I can imagine it being like this big. You know, at its biggest. You know, at the starting point, maybe like a 1x2. You know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Also, speaking of like upgrading, we plan to have for our satchels be also upgradable. This is still in like discussion, but for the first tier 1 satchel, have something like this big.
Yep.
For the second, maybe a tier 2 be like something that's this big, and it's always adding like a 1x3 extra every time you find a higher tier. And you can see that it's pretty large for an inventory.
Yep.
But yeah, it's still in discussion how to make it more balanced.
Yeah, you want to show off some of the monster concepts and stuff like that?
Yeah, sure, I can. Should I hit off with a big one, with the boss, or?
Yeah, hit them with the big one.
So this is the plan concept for our first boss. His design is based on the lore that we currently have in the writing. You will guys understand that why he looks like this in the near future, I hope. There were some other variations, but we decided to go with this one. The basic skeleton. I plan to talk with the 3D team and make it so it's actually like not a basic skeleton with like naked and nothing on him. I wanna put some clothes on him that shows the area that represents the armor that represents the area itself. So it's actually just small storytelling piece.
Skeleton variation depending on where they're on the map.
Yeah, something like that, or maybe like some previous Dead Adventurers gear they have on.
Yep.
And today I started working on sketching out the graveyard mini boss we plan to have.
Yes.
She's just the first variation. I plan to have a couple more. So she's still pretty fresh. I'm thinking like she's like a summoner type music and
describe her tool, her weapon.
Yeah, her weapon is basically a scythe, actually a harp as well.
Yep, a harp and a scythe. Pretty cool.
Yeah. And she will, for her mechanics, I plan to like some summoning abilities for her. But yeah, she's so early in the process. We only have some idea of what she could do and how to like make her feel fair and interesting. And there is also these guys, they are very rough, very rough. We just talked about this recently, and I haven't had time to work on them. You will guys see these underground somewhere. I am not specifying which area because it's gonna be a jump scare. I hope we can get him to the not playtest, but after like playtest we have things figured out. Just so you can see how these guys feel on the map. So for weapons, right now we are working on magical weapons. These were the tier 1, the very shitty variations of the magic stuff you can craft for yourself. And we want to keep it modular. So I had to like keep in mind that, okay, if a player is like trying to upgrade his weapon or their weapon, which element should be visible at first and how it would look, how it would feel. Is it rewarding if you add another like material to your weapon, like visually rewarding? As you guys saw, I had the dragon stuff concepted. These are the modular parts, and this is basically a rough idea of how the tiers would look like. Still work in progress. We want you guys feedback on it as well, like what could be nice to add, so we can also involve you guys with the designs. But yeah, as I said recently, I got time to work with the map team and just figure out some underground area.
Looks good. The roots, I like it. It's overgrown, it's old.
Player armor.
Yep.
Well, we decided, like, we picked out the armor design that we wanna go for.
Yep.
And I just took that 3D mesh and just made a concept out of it, how it would fit the world.
Yep.
So it's more rugged, because I think we have, for this is the low tier armor thing.
Yep.
We haven't specified it yet. But yeah, I just wanted to make it look rugged and teared in some places and rusted. And yeah, I think that's it. Crosshair. Vision. Crosshair. Easter egg. Let's go.
Yeah, honestly, I like it. It's look like a bit like an eye.
Hello, I'm Dimitri. I'm the audio team lead for the project, and let's see what I have done so far. What I have done, first of all, is integrate the audio middleware for the game. We decided to go with Wise for that, and it is already successfully integrated. Everything works smoothly. The basic things we've done so far is have footstep sounds, some placeholder swing sounds. As you can hear, there is also an outdoor ambience right now that we can hear. I've also done some environmental crickets, as you can see here. There's also some fireplace sounds over there near the torch. And as we can hear, it has attenuation, occlusion, all that stuff. So when I lose the line of sight, it gets muffled a little bit, but we can still hear it. It doesn't get completely blocked. The next steps is to have the ambience be adaptive. So let's say when we go underground, it's not the same ambience, but we get something more muffled, something more deep, like drip sounds, some rock movement sounds, all that stuff. Also, I'm planning to create reverb zones for different places. That means that this torch outdoor would not sound the same as if it would have been, let's say, in the cave or in one of the buildings. And yeah, the UI stuff, after we have the UI set up, I'll have to do that as well. I work as a sound designer and sound programmer. I do both of that. I think that's pretty much it right now that comes to mind. Of course, there are many more details, small details, but this is mainly the work that I do.
So that's it for today's update on our progress so far. There's a bunch more things in the oven, but I'd rather not show it off yet. We're saving it for the next video. And when is the next video going to be? I'll try to make these like a monthly thing, so you guys don't have to wait too long between them. Now that all the bombs and the drama is out of the way, I hope that we can continue smooth sailing from here. And yeah, we'll do our best. We'll keep going. Thanks for watching though, and have a good one.